Hello, today I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 plus 2 bonus books that if I had to die on an abandoned island, these are the books that I would hope to be able to bring with me. We're starting off with the first personal development book I ever read, and I actually don't have it with me because it's so good that both my boyfriend and I have given our copies to other people. The book is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. The premise of this book is the slight edge, and this is essentially a different version of the compound effect. If you don't know what the compound effect is, it's the idea that the little things that we do in our life compound to create the big things in our life. So, for example, if you choose to begin waking up at 5 a.m. instead of 7 a.m., compounded, that equates to 14 additional hours in the morning that you have to go for a run, to spend more time by yourself, have a little quiet time, to meal prep, to clean up, etc. Now, this I've never seen on anyone's personal development list, and I have no idea how I stumbled across this. So the author emphasizes the idea of Renaissance learning. He says that Renaissance learning is not only important for being an interesting human, it's also kind of important for our brains. If you're anything like me, you can get really honed in on one thing and suddenly become so exhausted. And she argues that the idea of cross-training your brain, becoming this Renaissance person, is super valuable to broaden your mind and give yourself new perspective. So she shares an example of an obstetrician, and this obstetrician is playing yo-yo with their daughter. And as she's yo-yoing, she's finding that the pullback of the yo-yo prevents the string from twisting. And while she was performing surgery, they were having issues with the surgical string knotting, and she found that by using the technique of the yo-yo, she was able to prevent the surgical string from knotting. So the book argues for the idea that you should be very involved in things that aren't directly correlated to your area of expertise. Because when you are doing these other activities, your brain is able to relax, able to enjoy what you're doing, and thus you're more creative and you're able to see things from a new perspective, and you might even come up with a new idea to do something in your field of expertise from this activity that's completely, seemingly unrelated. Next, The Greatest Salesman in the World. It's a very, very small book. I picked this book up because I don't know if you've ever seen them, but some little novelty stores carry these brown cards that have these very profound quotes on them. And I picked one up and I put it in my car's visor so I would see it every single day. And it was a quote from this book that said, "I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I do this? Henceforth, I will look at all things with love, and I will be born again. I will love the sun, for it warms my bones, yet I will love the rain, for it cleanses my spirit. I will love the light, for it shows me the way, yet I will love the darkness, for it shows me the stars. I will welcome happiness, for it enlarges my heart, yet I will welcome sadness, for it opens my soul." And I was just like, I have to find out if this is from a book, and if it is from a book, what book is it from? And it's from The Greatest Salesman in the World. Now, the first half of the book is a story, and it shares the story of how this young boy became the greatest salesman in the world. And the second half of the book shares the lessons that he was instructed along the way. And these are scrolls. So there's 10 scrolls, and we are instructed as a reader to read each scroll 3 times a day for 30 days. So if you read the book how Og Mandino meant for us to read the book, then it would take a significant amount it would take about a year to read the entire book. The idea that to be a salesman is to be a great human, because to be a salesman is to be very philosophical, is to be very empathetic, is to be a great communicator, is to be able to solve and anticipate objections and problems. And when you think about it, every single area of our life is in some way a sale. You know, to put your kids to bed, you have to sell them the idea of going to bed. To date someone is to sell the idea that you are dateable. So this is a wonderful personal development book. The next book is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday practices Stoicism, and Stoicism is the idea of facing adversity or setbacks or problems with perseverance and resilience. In The Obstacle is the Way, Ryan Holiday shares examples from Ulysses S. Grant, Amelia Earhart, and Steve Jobs, and how they faced seemingly impossible challenges and overcame them using the idea of stoicism, of being very resilient and being excellent problem solvers, and not allowing their problems to become they're a part of their identity. My boyfriend and I quote this all the time, is that things are neither good nor bad. Thinking makes them so. And the idea comes from this book. Next is The Power of Habit. Now, you've probably read Atomic Habits, and if you're looking for another great book about habits, this is the one that you're looking for. It shares the same principles as Atomic Habits because they're kind of foundational to the idea of habits, where there is the cue, there is the habit, and then there's the reward. But it also shares examples, and it's kind of creepy, about how big retailers such as Target will track our spending. So they track the habit of our spending, and they are able to predict big life events for us, like a wedding, moving, having a baby, so that they can begin to advertise to us items that we will want to buy because they know our spending habits. And they're advertising items to us that we will want, so we spend more money at their store, and then we become long-time life customers. So if you've read Atomic Habits, this is an excellent additional habit book for you to read. Now, the two additional books, and I can't believe that this one wasn't on my original list because it deserves to be, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. If you don't understand the power that your subconscious mind holds and how malleable it is and how much your conscious mind plays into it, what we think, what we say about and to ourselves, and what we consume, the things that we watch, all play a major part in our subconscious mind. Taking control of your subconscious mind is vital to living a very enjoyable and a very enjoyable life. So highly recommend this book. It's very foundational. It's not super sciencey or woo-woo-y. It just lays a very basic foundation for how your subconscious mind works and how to make it work for your advantage. On my Instagram, I talk about this book all the time. I post pictures of the chapters that I love. I just post about it all the time. And this is Simple Abundance by Sarah Van Brethnack. It's exactly what the title says, 365 days to a balanced and joyful life. So every day there is a daily chapter, and you can see that I love this book. I highlight it, I read it. Oh, my bookmark just fell out. So for example, today's chapter was about restoring serenity to our daily endeavors. And it talked about there are things that are necessary in life. Chores being one of them, driving to work being one of them, cleaning up after your kids being one of them. And if we're not going about these things, we don't necessarily have to love doing it, but we shouldn't hate doing it. And there's so many simple yet beautiful and profound ideas that the author shares that are so easily applicable and really inspire us to live such a beautiful life because we deserve to live a beautiful life. If you're a woman and you don't have this book, you need it. You need to add it to your morning routine, and it definitely is a great addition to your library. So highly, highly recommend this one. So that is it. Those are all the books that I recommend. If you have any of your own that you would love to add to your list of personal development books that you could not live without, comment them down below because I'd love to hear what yours are. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.